How you doing? I'm gonna do a quick video on the 2007 Saturn VU using the Autel km100 key programmer, one of the newer models of programming modules they have out here. So if you just get into the key game, as I am, I'm just getting into the key game. So I'm learning a lot of stuff, and so some of the stuff I'm gonna teach you. First thing is this key. I got these key fobs here. I got two of them off of eBay for like $12.50. It was mad cheap. Now you already know if you go to a car lot place, they're gonna charge you like $80, almost $100 for it. Also, this car uses just a blade key. Now, when it uses a blade key, that means it doesn't have an immobilizer. Immobilizer is for cars with keys with transponders in it. For example, this key has a transponder in it. This is for I don't remember what car this is for. Oh, this is for my Nissan Titan. All right. So this one here does not have a transponder. As you see, it's just a plain hard key, and this one here doesn't have a transponder. This is for Dodge Stratus. So because it doesn't have a transponder, it's just a piece of metal. It doesn't use the immobilizer. That's a whole different system in the car. So the blade key uses the BCM, the immobilizer, or the chip uses the transponder uses the immobilizer. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go in here, and you're gonna go to the immobilizer setting, which is gonna be right here on the home screen. You're gonna hit that, and then it's gonna give you an option to add VIN manually or automatic, right? So I prefer to do automatic. Oh, before I go any further, make sure you get in the car, close the doors, right? And then turn the key on if you're gonna do automatic. If we do manually, you don't have to, but if we do an automatic, you need to turn the key on. All right. Once it finds your code, your VIN, hit OK. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, these buttons aren't that sensitive. They should have a section in here. If Autel you're watching this, which you're probably not, but if you are watching this, you should have like a section where we can make the screen a little more sensitive. But so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let it do what it gotta do about parsing the VIN. We already found the VIN. Now it's gonna parse the VIN. Now while we're waiting, okay, boom. Then it's gonna tell you what car you have. You wanna make sure that's your correct car, and hit yes. Correct vehicle, then hit yes. Alright, so I tried this a bunch of times and I couldn't figure it out, but I happened to get it this time, and so that's why I'm making a video, because there's not really very many videos on how to make key fobs that are non-smart keys. They're just blade keys with no immobilizer and there are no transponder and nothing like that. So as I learn this, I'm gonna post more videos because there's not enough videos on it. Most videos use the other key programmers. This is a cheaper but a better version of key programmer. Crazy. Costs less, but it does more. Anyway, so once we get into it, we're gonna go. You can go into the mobilizer function. You don't need to, but I just go in there and I just make sure I have the right key. As you see, it matches, right? And it tells you what where everything is at. Kind of what the car looks like, what kind of key you use, so on and so forth. So if you have a push button, it's gonna be obviously a smart key, since we're not reusing the blade key. All right, boom. So I'm gonna get out of that, escape, and then we're gonna go to hot function. Oh no, my bad, not hot function. We're gonna go to control unit. All right, from control unit, we're gonna go to remote system. All right, then once you go to remote system, you're gonna go to remote learning. Once you hit remote learning, it's gonna walk you through the process. But basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take each key fob, we're gonna hold the power, not the power, we're gonna hold the lock and the unlock button simultaneously, right? I only have one hand, so that's why I'm not gonna do it. but we're gonna hold both buttons simultaneously for 30 seconds. It's gonna have a timer on there so that you can see how long 30 seconds is. If you're a little late after the timer starts, don't worry about it. A lot of times it'll click, it'll do what it needs to do even before the timer runs out. It says 30 seconds, but it doesn't take 30 seconds. But just hold it 30 seconds anyway. So you're gonna hold your first key, both lock, unlock for 30 seconds. You're gonna hear the lock cycle. It's gonna unlock, unlock, or it's gonna lock and unlock. And then as soon as you're done with that first one, go to your second one and hold the power and the lock key at the same time. They're gonna lock and unlock. And then you're done. And just follow the instruction on the screen. It's gonna ask you, did it lock and unlock? Did it cycle? You say yes. Boom. And then you say you're done. And then you exit it out. And then the key fobs work. See that? So that's how you do it with the Autel km100. Now let's just imagine that you don't have the Autel km100, right? And you want to program your key fobs. Now, reason I couldn't, now with the GM, you can do this with GM cards, but with this one, I need to replace that lock, which I have the other key in there, or the other lock thing. I just haven't replaced it yet, but I need to do that. But for anybody else who has a GM with no key fobs, I want to add some key fobs. I'm going to walk you through how to add the key fobs without this, the higher end scan tool. Now, it's cheaper than most, but it's still not cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not no $100. It's almost $500. But if you don't want to invest in that, you don't need to. All you need is the key fobs, and you can do it without nothing else. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna get in the car. You're gonna close the door. I'm sorry I have to walk you through it. I can't show you, but I only have one hand. So you're gonna get in the car. You're gonna close the door. You're gonna hold the unlock button with this hand, and then with your other hand, you're gonna cycle the key on, off, on, off. All right. Then once you cycle the key on, off, you're gonna take once you cycle the key on, off, the horn should beep and the doors unlock or it's cycle. That's how you know it's in the key programming mode. Then you're gonna do what I told you. You're gonna hold the lock and unlock button for 30 seconds. You're gonna hear it cycle, and for as many keys as you do, it can do up to 10 keys now. You do the first key, it's gonna cycle. Then you do your next key, it's gonna cycle. And you do as many keys as you're gonna do, up to 10 keys. All right. Once you're done and you get it all done, you're gonna cycle the key one more time, and then boom, you're done. And then just test your locks to make sure they're good. So technically, for older GM models, you don't need this, but if you do have it, I'm showing you how to use this. Now, let's just say, for example, Chevy Lumina. Now, I don't have it on this keychain, but I also have a Chevy Lumina. The way you program those keys is that you go into a trunk. I need to make another video, but it's very easy. You go into a trunk. On your right side of the trunk, on the little side part, on the right side of the trunk, you pull the little stuff down, and you're going to see a single wire hanging by itself, right? You're going to take that wire, you're going to find a way to ground that wire. Once you grind that wire, automatically put the key in the programming mode, and then you do the same thing we did here. You hold the power on the ground till you hear it cycle. Then you get the next one, hit the power on the ground till you hear it cycle. Do all your key fobs, and then once you're done, unground it, and you're good to go. That's with the Chevy Luminas. So GMs are fairly simple to program. I just wanted to make this video because I couldn't find too many videos out there specifically with this. Now, there are videos on how to program the GM without using this, but specifically with this, there's not really very many videos showing you how to program key fobs that aren't smart keys. This is specialized for newer cars with smart keys and push button starts and all kind of stuff like that. So, which I do those too, but there's lots and lots of videos on how to do those. Like, I have a BMW as well. So for that, I will use, this Autel is perfect. But let's just say, for example, since my door lock is not working, I can't use the other mode where, you hold unlock and so on and so forth. I needed to use this remote. I needed to use the Autel in order to program the keys. But I have some other cars I got to do too. I got to this Hyundai right there I got to do, and then when I do that, I'll show you as well. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. I hope it was helpful. All right.